Hi everyone. Welcome to Julia Tech Talks. So my today's topic, the presentation topic is longevity testing. So the outline is what happens when customer finds defects, types of testing we can find defects, the types of the testing we can perform, longevity testing, why longevity testing is required, goals of it, what to monitor in longevity testing, and how to perform it, and longevity testing tools, advantages and disadvantages. So, what happens when customer finds defects? So it's like for QA, it's like you get so stressed of it, like when someone reports a defect which you did not caught while testing. So what happens is the severity of the defect will have a negative impact on the customer's business. Also, any service request will cost to the product engineering organization. And if the escalation team is unable to resolve the issue, the engineering team will have to get involved in fixing it. So it's like it's very time consuming and it's cost effective to do a rework on it or to find out what has happened. So these are the testing types we can find defects: unit testing, integration testing, functional testing, system testing, and stress testing, and the rest of it. There's like you everyone knows it, so I don't have to say it. So longevity testing is also known as endurance testing or soak testing. So let's see what longevity testing is now. So it's a testing activity, so which is against appropriate load and stress condition with the real-time traffic and applications. So it is a testing activity to validate the system or product stability and the serviceability features over a longer period. And to reduce the occurrence of defects surfacing at the customer side. So next is why longevity testing is required. So if customer finds defects, it affects the good name of the even for the good name of the product engineering organization. Like if you have continuously you have bugs on your system, it's like it's a bad feedback to your organization. So I think you will have to have longevity testing or any. You have to have other testings as well, and this longevity testing. So any defect that arises out of the customer is usually a test escape that we haven't found out. I think it's the responsibility of the testers. It's like somehow you have to find bugs on the product. So and so okay, the goals of longevity testing is the primary goal is to check the memory leaks and to discover how system performs under sustained usage. Let's say millions of users are using it, and if I think that happened recently. Most of y'all must have applied for green card lottery, I guess. So first 2 weeks after they said the online registration was on, after those who applied within the first 2 weeks, I hope and I received an email saying you have to re-register on the system just because they didn't mention what happened there. I think the load was too much and the data has got corrupted. So they asked you to re-register for the green card lottery. So they have lost the data, it seems. So the goal is to ensure the other thing ensure that after long period system response time will remain the same or better than the start of the test. and determine the number of users or transaction given system is supported in performance goals, and to manage the future goals. And so even endurance testing generally done by either overloading the system or by reducing the certain system resources, evaluating the consequences. And it is performed to ensure the defects or the memory leaks do not occur after what considered being relatively normal usage period. Mm. So, what to monitor in longevity testing? So, these four is monitored in longevity testing. Memory leakage, connection closure between the layer of the system, uh, database connection, and response time. I'll explain you one by one. So, memory leakage checks are done to verify the leakage in the application, which can cause crashing the system, and the test connection closure between the layer of the system. So, if the connection between the layers of the system isn't closed successfully, it may stall some of the modules of the system. And the database connection. So, if the database connection isn't closed successfully, it may result the system crash. And the response time. So, system is tested for the response time of the system as the application. So, how to perform the longevity testing? So, these are the 5 steps you have to kind of follow to perform the longevity testing. So, first thing, testing the environment. So, it's your responsibility to identify the hardware, software, and the operating systems that require for the longevity testing. And so, environment should be ready before the test execution. And this is required to test how your application responds after a year. So, it's from the name even you get that it's longevity. It contains the word long. So, it's not for a short period. You test it for you validate your system works for about 1 or 2 years or maybe 5 years. The second step is creating test cases. So, based on the nature of the testing, test case design, review, and the evaluation is done in this phase. So, testing to stress the system determines the breakpoint in the application. And the test estimation. So, providing the estimation how it will take to complete the testing phase is decided in this phase of something. And it should be analyzed on the basic of the number of testers involved and the number of test cycles to you have to do or perform. And the risk analysis is done. The risks are analyzed before and taken prevention for the risk before you get any risk. And test scheduling. So, the test schedule determines the budget and the deliverables within the time frames. So,
now this is about, like we are talking about the 1 or 2 year time period. Over this entire time period, what do these test exactly? Is it like, I hope the system is live, right? So
yeah.
this time period, so basically you are just monitoring how the system keeps functioning when normal users are using it, or are there any special test cases that you can run? You can't run any special test cases, right?
No, not any special test cases, but it's like let's say uh, let's say TexaPro is on the live system, and if this testing is also more like it's a subset of load testing actually. So if 100 of users using it today, and what if 1,000 or 10,000 people start using it by tomorrow? So that testing is done in longevity testing basically.
Yeah, definitely. Now we know.
Sorry. So this is also a subset of load test.
Or it is like you after you drive the system for a while and you when the constant user load, when I passes to check whether the system degrades performance to take different things. I actually understand exactly actually will get what marketing and things all about.
Is it different to endurance test? You mentioned.
No, it is the same as endurance test.
So that is a type of performance.
Yes. So
Yes. So I can also call it endurance.
endurance.
Like you take it to, it's like a stress level. You put a lot of, so like she said, if it's 5,000 users today, you predict that in a couple of years, you get about 10,000 users.
Endurance testing you can simulate.
Yeah.
Longevity testing you can't simulate, right? You have to actually wait and keep it
It's the
running.
same, you said.
No, but it's the same.
It's the same. Now what I can't get is about load testing. Now load testing there is something for QA. These are what questions to Uthpala. He's also studied and presenting us. In load testing, QA people creates those test cases, right? They can name that, okay, now I'm going to test with 1,000 users and see how it behaves. But with longevity testing, are the QA people creating any test cases or test environment? Or is it the live environment that they are testing? That's what I want to know. Did you encounter that in your reading? Like you mentioned this testing environment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm curious about. Is it a specially made artificial testing environment where the system is running for 2 years? Or is it just a normal real system which is on the internet and public users are? You should have read up on that.
Yeah.
That's pretty important.
So these are the longevity testing tools. Web load, load complete, Apache JMeter, load runner, advanced. So I think since it's like I think we can create test cases as well. I mean, because in JMeter we can create test cases for load testing. So like I'll do a research on that. Like I didn't have time to get ready actually, so I thought of doing a demo for the longevity testing, but I didn't have time, so I'll try doing it. So these are the tools we can use for longevity testing, and so moving to the advantages of longevity testing, it helps to determine how the workload can the system work under the load to handle. Also to provide accurate data that customer can use to validate and enhance their infrastructure. And identify the performance problems that may occur after a system has been running at a high level or a long period of time, and also used to check whether there is any performance degradation after the long period of execution of the system. And these are the disadvantages of the longevity testing. It is often hard to define how much stress is worth applying it. Like if you assume this much of stress would worth applying, but it's not. At some point, it might you will have to you never know how much stress is worth for applying for it. And in the longevity testing could cause application or network failures that may result in significant disruption if the test environment are not isolated. And like I said before, the permanent data loss or the corruption can occur by overstressing the system. And resources utilization remains very high at stress is remote. Some application components fails to respond, and unhandled exceptions are observed by the end user. So it's a quite short presentation because I didn't have much time. So this is the summary of it. Longevity testing is a subset of load testing, and the testing is a long process, sometimes lasts for even up to a year or maybe more than a year. And so these are the checks done to verify memory leakage, connection closure, and between layer of the systems, database connection, and response time. So that's it. And these are the references I refer. Thank you.